I've been trying to catch this groundhog for over a year, but this is no ordinary groundhog. This is Godfrey. Godfrey the groundhog. Godfrey has been a nemesis of mine for a long time. He's been getting in my garden. He's been digging holes everywhere, including the hole that I stuck my foot in on accident and almost broke my ankle. No cap. In this video, that's gonna change because we will catch Godfrey. At least we're gonna try. Now, I've tried different methods to catch him, and obviously none have succeeded. But in this video, we're gonna be trying every method in the book. Literally everything that we can possibly do to try to take down Godfrey. And at the end of this video, for the very first time, I'm gonna be eating a groundhog. What will it taste like? I hope we find out. And right here's the location where we've seen the groundhog most of the time. Now these trees aren't really bearing apples anymore. They've all fallen down. Now the groundhog hasn't been seen up here as much, but we know he's still back in here. And we know for a fact that he really gravitates this direction. Every time that I see him out or I scare him off or something, he usually goes this direction. Let's go over here and take a look. All right, I'm pretty confident that right here is one of his trails. You can't really see from up here, but if you pull this back,
it's really open, like he's been walking through there.
He has wallered that out through there. We also know he comes this way and goes along this fence. And we'll go back here in a minute and look for some holes, explore a little bit, see if we can find a place to ambush him. We have had this trap set here now for how long, James? It's been
probably a month at least.
A long time. We have several trail cam videos of him using that trail camera over there on that post.
And after a month, still no Godfrey.
Godfrey is very elusive. I can't think of a more satisfying way to have my first groundhog than both conquering one of my main nemesis here at the farm. Yeah, that's the only thing, right?
That's it.
Then eating a groundhog. Yeah, those two things.
The plan is pretty simple. We want to eat groundhog and we want to take out Godfrey.
That's right. We find him, we KO him, we eat him. 3 steps.
And we'll be able to eat food from your garden next year.
Exactly. This next year, we're going to plant the biggest garden we've ever planted out here. And I don't want flipping Godfrey. You hear me, Godfrey? I don't want Godfrey up in here getting my tomatoes.
I don't think he heard you.
So the first step to this process, we're gonna see if we can find the most active holes that Godfrey is using. So we are putting together the Fishing with Tate team, myself, James, and Zach, and we're gonna be looking for Godfrey's holes. Now it's a little bit more complicated than it sounds because Godfrey lives in the thickets, behind trees, underneath bushes. His holes could literally be anywhere. Literally, I stuck my foot in a groundhog hole just recently and nearly ripped this sucker off. I'm talking about the SpongeBob. Gone, brother. Trying to watch out for snakes too. Snakes are very prevalent right now. So I'm just trying to look for like trails, footprints here next to the creek, anything that would clue us in on where to set a trap or try to hunt for this guy. And also see if we can find these holes. I have seen these holes everywhere, but just seeing how thick this is, it's easy to forget where exactly it was. I've also got the Fishing with Tate search team out here. I got Zach and James over here. They're kind of looking around, trying to find just a good spot to ambush this guy. And of course, they've avoided the swamp area. They're going that direction. But I know for a fact that there are holes over here. I'm just gonna try to cross this in my SpongeBob's. Okay, all right, it's not too soft. The worst part about all this, these groundhog holes, when the leaves fall, it covers up the holes. Not that I can see them anyway, but it's essentially like a big booby trap.
Now, we've seen this groundhog before. He's usually over here on this other side. I'm kind of exploring a different area of the woods. We don't know if he comes over here or not, but these holes could lead anywhere. I think they burrow down and kind of tunnel through the ground. He could very well be over here right now, just chilling. Doesn't really look like much anything over here. There's a big hole. I don't know what that is. Look, it goes way down in there. I don't know if that's a groundhog, though. I've barely even seen a groundhog before. I don't know. I don't know how far that goes, but that looks like a pretty good hole right here. I mean, the main problem is just so thick back in here. Like, it's kind of hard to see where holes would even be. That's why we got to be careful where we're stepping, because we could step literally just on a pile of leaves. Boom, down in the hole. Now, I'll be honest, I really don't know if that hole was a groundhog hole. It was really big though, and you could still definitely get hurt stepping in it.
What you have to understand about groundhogs is they can burrow up to 700 foot of tunnels, 20 foot deep. That's a lot of flipping tunnel. I could be standing on top of one right this second and have no idea. Godfrey, you down there? Hope he's down there. Almost everything else that we hunt and try to trap lives above the ground or in the air. This is one thing that is actually below us, and that might be the toughest part. See, groundhogs are actually quite fascinating. They have most of their sensory organs on top of their head. They got their eyes, their ears, and their nose. I guess everybody has that. So when they pop out of their holes, they are immediately looking for danger. They're on high alert at all times. They can grow up to 11 pounds, and James, you might not know this, they are the biggest member of the squirrel family.
Oh, you love eating squirrels.
Squirrels are good. Groundhogs, that's to be determined. I think I see something right there. Just like I've already said, not only do groundhogs use these holes that they make, a lot of other things also use these holes. And I'm not sure that is a hole. That might just be like a little trench through there. You guys can see that. Definitely looks like a hole. Mosquitoes are terrible right now as well. Back here in this swampy area. All right, I'll walk up through here. Ooh. Right here. I didn't even see that hole. I don't know if that's a groundhog hole or not. It definitely looks like some kind of hole. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That goes all the way back in there. Definitely something back in that hole. That is one I have never seen before. All right, guys, we found a hole over here, but I know for a fact there's more holes here. The thing about this hole, I'm not so sure that it is used that often, and it really doesn't look like it's big enough for Godfrey to go through. God bless, briars everywhere. Okay. Oh, yep, that's poison ivy. That's not good. You can kind of see this little path right here is wore down. Makes me believe there might be something over here. Also a thicket right there. Oh yeah, there's definitely a trail right there. Could be a rabbit or anything though. Y'all see that trail going into that thicket? We could set a snare there and probably catch a rabbit. I don't know if that's even legal here. Oh yeah, I definitely think that's a rabbit trail, which a lot of different things use the same trail. And while trails are great, we are specifically looking for new holes. That's really what we're at. Because if we find an active hole, then things get a lot more predictable. The problem is, a lot of these holes are connected because they're tunnel systems. Groundhogs may not use the same hole. They might have a hole they prefer. Relatable, but they're not always going to use the same one.
Well, Zach thinks he might have found one over here. You think that's a hole that he's used? Look at that. It looks like it's been wore down right here.
That is possibly it.
This is possibly Godfrey's
the one.
humble abode.
Humble abode. I mean, Godfrey's a big groundhog, but I mean, the hole's pretty wide, you know.
You aren't making fun of his house, are you? Don't ever make fun of a man's house.
A big daddy can't fit in a little hole, okay?
Now, where he's been spotted is way up this away. Could find Zach. W Zach.
Woo! Woo!
Oh, right there it is. Right here is the active hole, gentlemen. I have found the hole. Now this is the hole. This is actually the same hole that we had the trail camera on, and we got tons of footage of him using this exact hole. So I guess I probably shouldn't be surprised. I knew it was here somewhere, but now I figured out exactly. Because there, like I said, there's a ton of holes around here. If I keep looking, I'll probably find more. This is the one. Look how big that is. Think something's gonna come up here and get me? I know you guys can't feel where this stick is right now, but that is massive. That is absolutely massive. You can see right here is the path. I'm pretty sure that he takes a lot. It kind of veers off that way a little bit. This path right here is used a lot. And wouldn't you know it, my apple trees are just on the other side of that big tree. So I've at least discovered one new hole. And if it's not a current active hole, it will be an active hole. But I'm pretty sure that is the one that we want to try to trap. So what we're gonna do is put a trail camera on that hole, and we're gonna see if we can catch this groundhog. This first trap that we're gonna use, and one we've been using for quite a long time, is called a live trap. This trap does no harm to the animal, and you essentially just put bait in there and hope something goes in it. In this case, our elusive groundhog, Godfrey. But first, we need some bait. Well, it looks like SpongeBob is getting a buzz, but we are now at Save-A-Lot. That's right, Walmart is crazy. Town is crazy right now. We're going to Save-A-Lot. We're going to try to get the perfect bait to catch this elusive groundhog. I've heard that groundhogs like melones, watermelons, cantaloupe, melones,
Apple.
melones.
Apples?
Yes. Anyway, we're going to go in here and find the perfect bait to catch this groundhog, and we're going to try again to get him in the live trap. That's not all we're going to be trying, but now that there's no apples on the ground, that means they're in high demand. If there's some just laying around on the ground, I don't see him passing them up. I think it would work. Fruits and veggies, that's where we're going. I mean, this is heaven for Godfrey right here.
If Godfrey shopped at Save-A-Lot, he would be right here.
Yes, he would. Let's see, the cheapest, we're not going to give him anything expensive. The cheapest apples they got, James. 2 3-pound bags for $5. I know our tree put out like green apples. Let's take these, and let's take a bag of these, and let's see what that does. That'll be $5 worth of apples. And if you guys do any research on groundhogs at all, you will find one fruit in particular that they really, really like. And that is none other than a cantaloupe. This is what we're going to be using. This is our main source of bait that we're going to be using in the live trap. We prefer to catch him in the live trap. Number one, doesn't hurt him until, you know, we have to dispatch him. Yeah, we want to talk about that. And number two, it's just cool to see something up close live, right? I've never been close to a live groundhog before.
You can like interrogate him and ask him where all his holes are, who he's in cahoots with.
Yeah, maybe we can find out more holes. More holes is never a bad. You think you like turnips?
I don't know.
I've never had turnips before.
No, neither. Those look weird.
They do look weird. They look like onions. It looks like onions from like the movie Holes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
No.
I think those are actually turnips. I don't know. I really think apples and cantaloupe, I think that's probably the majority of what we're going to need, because live trapping, it's not all that we're doing. So I think that should be enough, but we might just look around just to make sure. What if we happen up on like the secret sauce for groundhogs? Zach, we picked the first 2 baits. I think you need to pick the mystery bait, the one that nobody expects. Something not really expensive, preferably.
Zach's gear started turning immediately. We have no idea what he's gonna fit.
Okay, I'm thinking maybe something like that, but I'm not gonna tell him. You pick your own thing, okay?
You have no idea what you just unleashed right here.
Sometimes he's gonna go down here and pick up a pack of bush lights.
No.
Okay, have you made a choice?
I believe I have.
Okay, what's your choice?
Crushed tomatoes.
Crushed tomatoes. That's actually not a bad idea. Plus, they're only 59 cents. I kind of like that. This is good because he actually ate my tomatoes in my garden. This is actually not a bad idea. This guy's gotten away from us all year. I do think this might be a good choice, though. Right there's what we got. Apples, can of crushed tomatoes, and cantaloupe. Yeah, 3 things. All right, I've got all the fruit essentially cut up right here. We're going to hop on the LE20 here and go get our live trap reset. All right, we got the fruit right here, and right here's the trap that we're gonna be using. We've actually caught turtles in this trap, we've caught possums in this trap, we've caught pretty much anything that you wanna catch in this trap, except for Godfrey. But I'm thinking this little concoction we have right here might just be the secret. We're gonna whip this up, just like any other live trap, raise up the door, and it's kind of growed up in here, which kind of means it might look more like the natural ground, which I'm not exactly mad about.
He might feel more comfortable going in there than he did before.
I'm thinking that could be the case, and I'm okay with it. If you guys don't know how a live trap works, it's got a little thing in the back. When they step on it, it causes this door to shut. I'm not gonna reach back there, but this is what it looks like when it shuts. Just like that. Ow, that was a brar.
That's what Godfrey thrives in, Tate. Bras oh plenty.
He loves bras. Just like that.
Bunch of fruit.
I mean, come on now. Godfrey gonna love that.
I don't know if he'll love that he ate off of it.
Maybe not. I'm gonna throw a lot of it in the back. I'm gonna throw plenty of it in there. He really wants to get to the pile. The buffet, he has to go way in the back. But we are gonna leave a few little nuggets out here just laying on the ground.
Kind of just to entice him in. Some crumbs, some little morsels.
And to top it off, we almost forgot about the tomato. Zach is gonna top it off for us. There you go.
There you go. Little crushed tomatoes.
Maybe he's got some Italian heritage or something. I don't know.
So what we've made here are apples,
yep,
cantaloupe, and crushed tomatoes.
Yep.
My grandma's favorite recipe.
Sounds good. I mean, honestly, I could try that. I could eat that. There we go. The trap is set now. We have a block on top of it just so he can't like wiggle it around and set it off. I feel pretty good about this. I really do. There's no apples on the ground now. We tried this once before, but like I said, just so many apples everywhere. There was real no incentive to come over here and eat our bait. Now, apples are gone. There's no real fruit or vegetables that are growing out here that would take him away from this trap. I think that we might just catch him right here. This is how I want to catch him, but if this doesn't work, we have some other options. All of our trail cameras are currently in our deer locations, and I really don't want to buy another one, and I really don't want to pull those just to make sure that he's still in this area, and I'm pretty sure he is. We're gonna put this piece of cantaloupe right here at his hole. At least the one that we're pretty sure he uses most of the time. I'm sure we don't spook him up back here. I don't see him.
Oh, Tate, he just went off through there.
Oh, did he?
See, dude. Something just moved in the weeds over there.
Are you kidding me?
Over there. Just
Are you kidding me? Sure enough, I did see something move.
Right over there by that big tree to the right.
Son of a gun. We probably should be quiet. We don't want to spook him too much. Pretty sure we just saw the groundhog. We should have had our 22 with us. This right here is definitely the hole he's using. He was literally just right over there. So I'm going to put this right there, and that right there should clue us in. If to whether or not he is still using this hole actively, I think we basically just confirmed it, but we'll come back and check on this. Now, while we're going after Godfrey, he's not the only animal that we're targeting at the moment. The thing about groundhog holes is other predators can use that hole to live in, including the ones that very likely have gotten our chickens. And the other traps that we have set out are specifically for those guys. So you guys can see we do have a new animal here at the farm. We actually had two. The second one got sick. This one's doing perfectly fine though. But you may also notice we have some missing pieces around here at the farm. Conway, his new girlfriend, Candace, of course the white turkey who ended up getting sick. But that's pretty much all we got. We got them and Frank. All those guys are missing, and we presume they're probably dead, to be honest with you.
Now hold on. We don't know.
We don't know, but I mean, we haven't seen them. I feel like Conway wouldn't just leave this place. He's always known this place. While I don't think Godfrey is necessarily directly the one that killed them or took them out, it is known that groundhog holes are also used by predators. Mink, possums, raccoons, pretty much everything. Foxes.
And we've mentioned this before, but we do think we have a mink problem here too. There's been a lot of evidence that a mink has been here as well, and it could easily be using Godfrey's holes. That mink could be hanging out with Godfrey, Tate.
It could be.
Every Friday night, they just come over and play poker and hang out in the groundhog holes.
Eat chicken and duck. And we are also going after the mink. That is probably for a different time. We do have traps out for that. Zach's been setting trap lines out. He's been manning the trap lines. Zach, have you seen anything that is worth noting here?
There's some raccoon sign.
Okay.
And some possum sign. And for sure groundhog sign. I mean, it's all over.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
We have seen this groundhog multiple times. I will also say, I have released a possum before back here in these woods, and I have tracked that possum just to see where it would go, and it went directly into the groundhog hole. I've seen that with my own two eyes. I know this is true. Not only are we wanting to eat this guy, we do want to take him out in case he is digging more holes for things to hide in.
We want to shut down his whole operation. Godfrey's a mastermind.
It's time we take him out. It's time we figure out what groundhog tastes like. And I'm ready for this farm to move on to the next chapter.
And that chapter does not include Godfrey.
Done. Good morning, everybody.
a little shaky on the phone, I know. But we have a trap that is set off, and I'm riding down right now. We're gonna see what we got, if we got anything. The trap door has been shut. Look at that, guys. The door is shut. I have not been close enough to see if anything's in there, but something has messed with the trap. All right, got that set. Let's walk over here and see if we got anything. Ooh, all the apples are gone. All the apples are gone. Nothing in the trap. Dadgummit. But he has been here. The apples are gone. Unfortunately, our batteries are dead in the trail camera. But I can just about guarantee you that the groundhog is the one that set this trap off. I mean, it could have been these guys, but I highly doubt it. Boys, you're late. You're late. We got him. Yeah, we got him. He's right here. No, we ain't got him. But he was here. This live trap just may not be the answer. I don't know. We're gonna have to probably go to plan B, C, or D at this point.
Guys, the cantaloupe is now gone. Godfrey is still here. Now let me tell you what I've been using to drive down and check on Godfrey. The ENGWE LE20 e-bike. You can recharge this bike twice as fast than other e-bikes. It comes with 8 amp fast charging technology. That way, when you do run the battery down, ever how long it takes you to do that because the batteries last forever, you can have it charged up in only 2 or 3 hours. And that's no time for an e-bike. And this thing has a super long range. With a single battery version, you can go 109 miles. And the dual battery version, which is this version here, can go 211 miles on one charge. And this one here has a 1,843 watt-hour capacity. That's a lot of watts and a lot of hours. Now this is a pretty good size e-bike, but I gotta say, that makes all the difference when you're on the road. It's one of the most comfortable rides I've ever had on any bike. The seat is big, comfortable, cushiony. You're not gonna have to replace this one as soon as you get your bike. It has a turn signal taillight so you can signal when you're on the road. It has a front fork suspension and torque sensor to ensure safety and comfort when riding. Off-road and even on the pavement, this is the most comfortable e-bike I've ever been on. You can go as fast as you need to go on this thing, up to 20 miles per hour with the throttle mode, and 28 miles per hour with pedal assist mode. I'm gonna be going down and checking my traps daily with this thing, and I may also do some pond hopping or minnow trapping. This is one of the most awesome e-bikes I've ever been on. It's really comfortable, and it's just a sick looking ride. Check the top link in the description, pick up one of these for yourself. We appreciate ENGWE for sponsoring this video and sending this thing over. It's been a huge help. And if we can get Godfrey, and we will, the ENGWE LE20 is gonna be a huge part of that. This second trap that we're gonna be setting is actually a foothold trap. And it's what most people think of when they think of a trap. It has big jaws, and when you step on the pan in the middle, it triggers the trap and it catches something's foot, hopefully Godfrey's foot. And then Godfrey and the trap is kept in that place because of a chain that is attached to an anchor that is in the ground. In other words, Godfrey is not going anywhere. So now we have confirmed that Godfrey the groundhog is still using this hole. We kind of knew he was, but it's now confirmed for sure. So what we're gonna do is use a foothold trap. You guys have seen me use these quite often. These are very effective for pretty much everything that you can possibly trap. But for groundhogs, I've never used them before. But I've seen people on YouTube actually have success. So we're gonna try our hand at it. And we're gonna set it right in front of his hole. We're not gonna use bait. We're not gonna really use any kind of attractant. We know he's right here.
We're just gonna try and catch him on his way out.
Right. Imagine a trap being set for you at your front door.
That's brutal.
That is kind of rough. I'm sorry, Godfrey. But at the same time, it's gotta be done.
It has to be done.
This is pretty much the exact same on how we set this trap, but we're not actually gonna bury this trap. We use these a lot of times for dirt hole sets where you cover it with dirt. But if you can see his hole, there are almost like little steps that come up. Here's like a little checkpoint. And then we've actually caught him on trail camera where he puts his foot right in this area. Ow, that was a thorn. And then he comes out of the hole. I don't think we even need dirt on it. Just like you guys, I do a lot of YouTubing. All we need to put on this is just some leaves. And I think he'll step right on it. And the moment Godfrey steps on this trap, this is what he's gonna get.
Looks mighty fine, Zach.
Looks good. If you guys don't know, Zach is a pretty experienced trapper. I've got more experience. I'm trying to teach him the ropes. So that's why we're letting him set this trap today.
Push down, brother. Push with strength.
Now, before you do that, you want to make sure this is behind the sucker.
Easy, Zach. Easy. Careful.
No pressure. You got to whip that pan.
I can't, Daddy, my thumb's too short.
There you go. There you go.
But you got to push down on this too. I seen a drip of sweat fall to the pan.
He is. Oh, he's backing out. God, he's backing out. Easy.
Don't back out.
Oh my God. Oh!
What in the world just happened?
Zach, that was tragic.
Brutal, Daddy, look at that.
Yeah, you don't back out like that.
you
do
commit.
not back out like that. You guys want to know how not to set a trap? That's how you don't do it. Good night.
Brother, it looks like you've been...
Let me tell you something. It is hot.
You cannot be faster than a trap, I promise.
He said, if I move my hands real ninja-like fast, I can beat it. Godfrey, if you're watching this, buddy, you cannot outrun this trap.
Godfrey's not coming out today.
Zach's gonna bring a flood with the sweat going down in there.
Struggling, Daddy. Struggling. Okay. No.
Let me see you do it.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay, well, just
Bro, you have to
look.
back out again.
Ease out. Ease out. Put your hands out of the trap. Okay. There you go. That's how you ease out of it.
Still got him. Still got him.
Brutal.
It did not get me.
Enough fun and games. It's time to bring the professionals in.
All right, we tried. Take your hands, push out.
There it is.
Yeah. If you can lift this jaw up, lift that jaw forward, beautiful. Now what you can do is reach under that jaw, push it down where it's a little bit lighter trigger.
Easy though, easy.
It will not, it can't get you like that.
Oh!
But that looks pretty good. What we're gonna do is set this trap right here, about right there. I think that'll catch him, I really do. We're gonna take some leaves. Groundhogs have a good sense of smell, a good sense of, what's this sense? Hearing?
Hearing.
Hearing.
Who'd you learn that from, Godfrey?
I just looked it up on Google. Take some leaves, drop it right there on the trap. I think that right there will get him, I really do. Don't have to be nothing crazy for groundhogs, at least from what I've watched and learned. And just walking through here right then, there's already a brand new hole right here. I don't know what is using that, but you can see something is digging down in there. It's a brand new hole. I don't know who this guy thinks he is, just down here digging holes around and whatnot.
He thinks he's Godfrey.
Now imagine I'm down here squirrel hunting, and that's covered with leaves, or even it's like it is right now, because I barely seen it right then. And I just stepped down in that and break my flipping ankle off. That just ain't gonna work, son. That ain't gonna fly. I'm gonna have to turn tequila loose on him. What do you think, tequila? You a groundhog dog or what? Huh? You look like a groundhog dog. All we can do now is just leave our traps, come back a different day, see if they work. So after almost a week of checking the trap daily, it was obvious that this probably just isn't gonna work. We're gonna have to put time in the woods. We're gonna have to take a manual approach. See, Godfrey is too clever for traps, at least the ones we've tried so far. But there's one thing that Godfrey cannot outsmart or outrun, and that is a taste of 1776. We're going hunting. All right, so if we're gonna hunt for Godfrey the groundhog, we gotta make sure our weapon is sighted in. We got our 22 in here. Check out the targets.
Zach hand-picked those targets.
It's kind of messed up that we're shooting at air balloons and flipping whatever that is.
Blimps.
These are the most... What the?
I got some balloons.
Anyway, this is what we're shooting at. We're gonna set these up right out yonder, about that box. It's probably gonna be about a 30-yard type situation. And we're gonna try out our brand new lens. So hopefully you guys are gonna see the 22 bullet go straight through the target, right up close in real time. All right, this little rifle don't look like much, but I'm telling you right now, it's deadly.
Packs a punch.
22 LR going in.
It's also Walmart's cheapest.
It is. That video's not been posted, but we are working on it. I'm gonna take a rest on the hood of this car. I'm gonna see if this baby is still sighted in. I feel like it should be. We banged the scope around quite a bit, and it's probably good to just make sure it's sighted in. Zach, you know all too well, old car door is the best way to rest a rifle, don't you know?
It is a great rest.
All right, I'm gonna go for the air balloon. How about that? All right, there's one shot. Try another one. I'm gonna shoot the orange one.
All right, which one are you going for now, buddy?
Going for orange.
Going for orange.
You'll see what we did. First one, I was going for here. As you can see, I was up and to the left. I was going here, and I was a little bit up to the left. We have to be precise. We have to be very precise on this groundhog. We're going right here, right above the ear, or like right in front of the ear. Try to be quick and humane. As much as we don't like Godfrey and we want to eat him, we do want to be humane about this. All right, I think we're going to take this that direction. We'll take it how many clicks? There's probably some kind of complex mathematical equation that we can do, but we're not that great at math.
The only equation I know is the more you figure around, the more you find out.
That is a good equation. That's worked for me in the past. Some micro adjustments.
Oh yeah.
Aiming for that little block, and that's where we're hitting. I feel pretty good about that. But just for one last test, I got a Mountain Dew bottle out there sitting. We're gonna try to hit that next. All right, let's go see if I hit the bottle cap. If I did, I think we're good to go.
Tragic.
No, not tragic. I did hit the bottle cap. Just a tad high, but I did hit it. I think we're good to go. All right, well, this is probably my third or fourth set that I'm gonna be doing for Godfrey the groundhog. I don't think he'll mind tequila because she barks all the time. Anyway, my weapon of choice is a little 22 cricket. Very cheap little setup, a 22. And to be honest with you, I can knock a flea off a gnat's hind end, if you know what I'm saying with this. I'm gonna find a little spot to cozy down. I've been doing maybe an hour and a half, 2 hour sets out here. Usually later in the evenings, because that's when he likes to show up, it does seem. He also likes early mornings, but I'm not a morning person, so we're doing late evenings. All right, we're gonna mosey right across this creek right here. I'm gonna show you the trail that we're gonna try to ambush him on. You guys can see this little trail right through here. Pretty well defined. There's a lot of stuff that uses this trail, and it leads all the way right over there. And if you guys remember, that is where a lot of the holes are that I'm pretty sure he is actively using. Plus, there's also a little hole right here, which Zach pointed out, and there's a hole right there. I know that's getting used. You can see how well that's getting used. I'm not gonna get directly on those holes. I'm gonna get off to the side just a little bit. We're gonna see if we can get this guy down. We're not gonna stop till we do it. That's about 30-ish, 40-ish, 50-ish yards. If he pops up anywhere here in sight, I should have a decent shot at him. Now, we just sit and wait. All right, Guys, it's been about 30 minutes. The only thing I've seen is like 2 ground squirrels, a woodpecker, and a black snake. Literally, I saw a black snake, couldn't get my camera out in time, and I don't like snakes. Okay, I don't like snakes. Pretty sure I just saw Godfrey. You guys are on a GoPro. There's no way that you could have seen him. I'm pretty sure I just saw him. The loudest helicopter I've ever heard. I have now moved up to this path. This is the trail that I just showed you guys. Right here's the trail that I showed you guys in the beginning. I'm gonna put you all right here. I'm gonna hunker down right here as well. I really need a scope cam on this thing because you guys probably could have seen him through a scope cam. Just gonna sit down, try to be quiet, make sure there's no snakes. I am pretty close to that one hole. He uses this quite often. So if he pops out, it's gonna jump scare me and probably jump scare him. Groundhogs are like rabbits. Apparently you can give them heart attacks, so maybe Godfrey have a heart attack. I do want to have this little talk with you guys because I must admit there are times that Godfrey, he's kind of cute. Okay, he's kind of cute down there eating on apples. You know, he kind of stands up and does his little tail wiggle and whatnot, but he's just not, I don't know, I kind of just want to see what he tastes like. And the dude, bro, I only had a couple of tomato plants this year and he destroyed those, so I'm either gonna have to move my garden, which is not ideal. 2, I guess I could put an electric fence around it, but running electric from my house down here is also not ideal. And sticking my flipping ankle down in a hole and breaking it off, that is also not ideal. That's why we are where we are. Guys, it has been yet another 20 minutes. No sign of Godfrey. I know that I saw him go out, and I feel like he's got to come back in. I saw him moving like right over there. He has to make his way back. But see, that's the thing. Because he has so many holes, you don't know where he's going to go. I only know the holes he's got on this side of the fence. I've not been on the other side. And he's really loving that side of the fence right now because we don't have apples anymore. Until we have flipping apples, or tomatoes, or cucumbers. And then he loves this side of the fence. That's the problem. He straddles the fence. He straddles the fence. There's no room on my fence. There's no flipping room. My fence ain't that new of a fence either. It's an old fence. All right, guys, this hunt is officially over. Wish I had more time, but James just invited me over for a pajama party. It is a Friday, and I can't be late for Friday pajama night at James's. Godfrey will have to wait. So when I started this video, I was afraid that the methods that I'm using now just simply wouldn't work. So after hours of research and searching the deepest parts of the web, I found one last alternative. Something I've never used before, not even considered using for a groundhog. And that is a conibear trap, a 330, something that could literally break my arm right now. If this doesn't work, I just don't know that we're going to get Godfrey at all. This is our last chance. We are going to try to set this conibear trap by hand. Gloves will help.
The problem is I can't get the other one. I can get this one.
I don't know how this is going to work. We'll get back to it when we get it set. We have used this tree and a ratchet strap to set one side. We're going to try to set the other side. This is difficult if you don't have the right setter. What are you charging for? And I don't care how tough you are, nobody could have done this with their own hands. I just refuse to believe it. There is what we're doing. We got a ratchet strap hook here, and then on the other side, we got another ratchet strap hook. This is completely safe. You're not gonna hurt yourself. We are ratcheting this right here until we can get this little safety thingamabob on it. That's the setup. Oh! What happened?
The ratchet, I don't know what happened.
To be continued. Well, this thing has simply just not been the answer. So we're going to a different style trap. Throw that to the side. We finally got this baby set. I'll just tell you this, I probably will not be using one of these anymore.
That was brutal.
At least not without the proper tools, okay? This thing is extremely stout. I'm confident in saying if a person stuck their head in this, it would kill it. So what we're gonna do is stick this directly over top of this groundhog hole. We're gonna take this, that's as clear as we're gonna get it. We'll put it right there. I don't know if those sticks right there make a difference or not. Brother, he comes through that, it's over. I'm just telling you right now, it is over if he comes through that.
Brother, if he goes in or out, he is.
Oh, I didn't think about going in. Oh, we can't forget we gotta take these safety things off too.
Yeah.
We're going to be covering these up. We'll try to brush this in a little bit, maybe put something here, put some sticks there so he can't come up through that way. Try to get around the trap. You know what I'm saying? I feel pretty confident that he is using this hole. He hasn't been tricked by the foothold. We got to stake down this chain, get these safety clips off. But other than that, this right here is exactly what it's going to look like. All right, this right here is the setup. Everything is good to go. Now we just wait. We're walking down and check the groundhog set right now. Not trying to get too close. Just going to peek over. We've got him. We got him, I think. We got him. Zach, groundhog down. Groundhog down. Guys, there he is. There he is. Oh, that's him. That's Godfrey. That's flipping Godfrey. Let's freaking go. Right there in the old conibear. You are not getting that guy out of there. That is Godfrey the flipping groundhog. I've been after this guy for over a year now. That's insane. So I check this trap every single day. We definitely caught him sometime yesterday evening, last night, or this morning. Stinking Godfrey the groundhog right there. Now I know this looks pretty rough, but this is actually pretty much an instant death for him. This is one of the most humane ways to trap an animal. Look at his coat. It's like he's got little frosted tips on it. Let's go. Let's stinking go. Godfrey, you are a respectable opponent. Let's go. I can't believe we freaking got him. Dang, I'd almost given up. I'm telling you guys, groundhogs are one of the toughest things to trap or hunt or anything. But we flipping got him. But this video is not over because how does this groundhog taste? He's not been out here very long. It's been a cool night. I feel pretty safe eating this guy. We're about to eat a groundhog. I am stoked. And right here is what we have of Godfrey. So we put him in the fridge, let it marinate in some more your sister, your cousin, what's that sauce?
Wash your sister sauce.
Yes, that's what it is. We let it marinate in that for about 24 hours. And we have now also added some beef fat, or tallow, as some call it. Is that cheating? It might be just a little bit, but we add that a lot of times to our deer.
We put it in our deer.
We do. I think it'll go good for groundhog. Now, groundhog does seem to be a little bit more fatty than deer, but beef fat is just good, and that's what we're gonna use. We were gonna fry this, but after some long, hard planning, thought, we decided we're gonna do some ground chuck.
No.
Like a woodchuck.
No, stop.
Woodchuck ground.
Get out of here.
So we're gonna go ahead and get this going in the grinder. Get some of that in there.
Oh!
I don't think it's working. What have we done wrong?
Who put this contraption together?
There's not enough meat to
No,
fill
there's
it
plenty
up.
enough meat for it to go through. 17 and a half minutes later, here we are. Let's try it again.
There we go.
That's looking right. A lot of beef fat. A lot of beef fat in that one. All right, so
Disclosure.
this is pretty bad. So if you guys have ever used a grinder before, you know if you put bread in there and push down, it helps you get all the meat out. Well, we didn't have bread, so we used a tortilla, and then we made a mistake and had to put the meat back through. Needless to say, there is tortilla that expired in July. Some probably...
Well, no, first we tried to use beef fat to push it through. So we've got about 30% Godfrey, 40% beef fat, and 30% July tortillas.
That's not good. The rest of Godfrey is frozen. I'm not gonna try to unthaw that guy. We're gonna roll with this. Maybe, just like I told them guys, the potato chip was invented by accident. You never know, this could be the deal. Expired tortillas.
We should also clarify, the tortillas were in the fridge. Like, there's no mold or nothing on them. They're clean.
Yeah, they're good. Zach is gonna be the chef here, and he's gonna put his name on this burger. Let's see how it turns out.
We have not set you up for success, Zach.
Alright, so I think we're gonna go with a double chuck burger. There you go.
Little crumble on
There. And second patty.
There it is.
Second patty has deteriorated fast.
Very rapidly deteriorating. It isn't.
Okay, hold on, I'll piece it together.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Not too shabby. Before we put the top bun on, we're gonna give it just a little smear. There you go.
Yeah.
Little smash burger. How about that? All right, well, we've got our burger right here. And I gotta say, this is probably the most interesting burger I've ever had before. It's got tortilla in it, ground chuck, beef fat, and 2 different types of cheeses and ketchup.
And seasoning and Worcester sauce.
I don't know if this is gonna give us a great idea what groundhog tastes like or not. Let's just see how it tastes.
And he goes. If the word interesting comes out of your mouth, I'm not getting within 10 feet of that thing.
Intriguing. It is the most greasiest burger I've ever had in my life. There's the cross section.
It looks okay.
There is so much going on. Here's a hair. There's the groundhog hair. Do you see it?
Yeah, oh, sure enough.
Yep, there it is.
All right, Zach. You prepared this. You cooked this.
Looks rough.
You ought to be excited for it. Oh, gosh. That was a big bite.
Immediately pushed it away.
Tell us something.
Not good.
Not good.
It is so greasy.
Get me some drink, I'm choking.
Get past that, it's good though.
If you get past the fact that it's not good, it's okay. What is this? You push it over here for? Yeah, this is,
What do you think?
this looks like one of the burgers of all time.
Here you go. You going for that bite? Talk to me. Talk to me.
Yeah, greasy. Like whenever you like push in on it, look, it just
yeah, I agree.
it just decomposes itself.
Yep, I agree.
Now the cheese is good. It's not the best burger I've ever had.
All right, so the jury has come together and we have decided it is not the best burger we've ever had. I do not think that we give it a fair shake this time. I feel like our inability to use a grinder effectively probably definitely hurt this burger. With that said, the Groundhog didn't really come through as anything different than just regular beef. We used so much beef fat in it, I think it just kind of...
It mellowed it out.
Anyway, if you think we should try this again, make sure to comment down below. Maybe we'll try a new recipe next time. Maybe we should just try it fried, straight up. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to click right here to see us eat only what we hunt for 72 hours. YouTube really thinks you like this video. You should check it out. We'll see you on the next one.